Naturalist Ken Lavin has spent hours studying tarantulas and even has one as a pet. They're big and hairy and about the size of the palm of your hand. Lavin's not afraid of being bitten.
Tarantulas do have formidable fangs, but they have very tiny venom sacs. Not poisonous to people at all. Nobody anywhere has ever been killed by a tarantula. I don't know of anyone who's even ever been bitten by a tarantula. Their big defense is on their abdomen. They have little urticating hairs, little porcupine hairs. They get scared, they can shoot a cloud of hairs off at you pretty quickly. It really didn't hurt people, but if you're a coyote and that gets in your face, you might let it alone long enough that it can make its escape.
Tarantulas don't make a web like other spiders. Instead, they dig a burrow and line it with silk. Then they wait until the fiber's vibrations signal that some prey, like a cricket, has fallen into their trap. In the late summer or fall, when the males reach 7 or 8 years old, they go out looking for females. The male uses little hooks on his front legs to immobilize the female's fangs. After they mate, the male runs away.
Usually she'll let them go. Females don't kill the males unless they need a meal to be able to lay eggs. But he never goes back to his burrow. He'll keep wandering around until he dies in November when it gets cold or the coyotes eat him. The females go back in and they make a little sheet out of their silk and they lay 100 eggs. They make them into a basket and bring it up for sun. And they're good moms. Keeps it until they hatch, and the babies stay with her for one molt, and then they have to leave because she'll forget who they are. I think they're appetizers. The tarantula legend comes from Italy. People would be harvesting the grapes, and during the Renaissance, someone would feel ill all of a sudden, and they'd look down and see fang marks, and they'd see a big black spider crawling along that they called the tarantula. It was actually a relative of our wolf spider. And they figured the only way to get the venom out was to dance it out, to sweat it out, so they'd start to dance. Of course, it was so much fun, everyone would dance. That dance that they danced was the tarantella, named after the tarantula. The spider doing the biting was the black widow, the European black widow. You don't always see the bite, but a half hour later you get cramps. And that's what was happening. So, mistaken identity.
William Brewer encountered tarantulas in the 1860s while working for the California Geological Survey. Brewer wasn't bothered by grizzly bears and mountain lions, but when it came to tarantulas, we never think of pulling on our boots in the morning without first shaking them for fear of tarantulas, he wrote.
Of course, he picked the one thing to be frightened of that couldn't hurt him. Funny thing is, the miners knew that, and they would actually catch the tarantulas and hide them, and if a geologist came by, like Brewer, they'd take it out, pretend to have been bitten, because the antidote for tarantula bite was supposedly whiskey, called tarantula juice.